artist of integrity and quality. Here we have somebody who can do abstract ballets, but also narrative ballets in a company that has existed on a lot of narrative ballets. It's a wonderful fit. First question, dumb question we all get asked. Why did you start dancing?
It's hard to remember. I took gymnastics. My father was a successful gymnast in his youth. I took musical lessons, and then when I was 10, we were in Moscow with the family, and they saw the poster auditions for the Bolshoi School, and they asked, "Would you like to do that?" I was like, "Sure, let's try." Everybody were sure that I will not succeed, but to everybody's surprise, I did.
Yeah. Well, you developed into a fabulous dancer. I know. I hired you.
I want to believe you so much, but when I was preparing for this evening, looking through the tapes, it's so hard to find something satisfying. And besides, the ballet changes so much. Like 10 years ago, it looked completely different. So I was like, oh my God, how could I not see the mistakes that I am doing as a dancer? No fifth positions, no stretched feet, no freedom.
But you know, if we all look back at our videos, you know, we see that.
Isn't that sad? I mean,
no,
you think that you're doing something beautiful and important, and then you look back and you see that it's.
But it's the illusion of perfection that we present.
That's right.
No, honestly, that is what the audience sees. What did it feel like the first time you danced Balanchine?
We used the pirate tapes, and I did it actually back in Kiev. Just learning it in the studio and performing in some small...
The musicality of it is so... It feels like the steps are inevitable, didn't you feel?
And it felt so right. Yeah. It felt that that's the real ballet.
Yeah.
And actually, Vicky Simon came to Winnipeg. I think she staged Square Dance. Right. And I remember clearly her remarks. She was like, okay, repeat it again, but just do the steps. Don't act. Don't add, be more simple. And that was a very new approach to me, because we always wanted to color steps with something. Right. And that was a completely new idea, just to dance.
So now you're a freelance choreographer, and did you come straight to New York?
Mm-hmm.
And you were here, and ABT invited you to be artist in residence.
There was a very happy coincidence, because it was right at the time when I thought I'm quitting the Bolshoi. And of course, with the family, I had to think of a place, and what better place than New York?
Right.
I auditioned here for both companies, actually, at the beginning of 90s.
Yeah, as a dancer.
As a dancer, yeah. And the fate brought me back.
I remember when Gillian Murphy and I were creating Nutcracker. We were so honed in on what was happening, and we had done Nutcracker so many times, and he completely blew what we thought we knew about Nutcracker out of the window and created something so unbelievably taxing, but so fulfilling as well. What I have to say, what he makes valid in ballet is that it's never enough. He's not this kind of, I'm talking as if he's not here.
Right.
He's never this purist that says, oh, it's techie, circus, whatever. But he's never the circus act as well. He pushes the dancers in this beautiful way, which is just more more, you know. It's so effective. Immediately has our attention.
Seeing it from a different perspective, not being in it, but watching as an observer. Alexei demands from the dancers not only excellence within the physicality of what he's doing, you know, the execution of the technique to its most perfect form, but within that, a certain type of musicality and phrasing, and within that, a certain type of malleability with energy and movement quality. He plays with movement quality a lot, so you start adding layers and layers of dimensions that create a bar, a standard that's so high, and that, I think, challenges the dancers to look at themselves and try to discover, you know, how can I create what he's asking for?
When you do this step, cross more on the first place. The first piqué should be more crossed. Correct, that's fine.
So the piece that we just saw is an excerpt from Shostakovich
Symphony Number 9.
Yeah. And that's going to be part, eventually, of a trilogy, correct?
That's true, yeah. That's a plan. It's probably the riskiest project that I ever planned.
Really?
And it's amazing that Kevin and ABT support this project, because how do you sell 3 symphonies of Shostakovich at the Met? It's a triple bill, but it's hopefully a one piece,
right,
of 3 parts.
Is there any narrative involved, or is it all abstract?
It's not abstract. It's storyless, but it's not abstract, because Shostakovich is very human and full of dramas within the under the surface of the music, I think. Shostakovich was the first composer I discovered by myself, not forced to listen to, but just bought the recording and was blown up. Is it right? Yeah.
Blown away?
Blown away, I think. Blown up as well. By the intensity of this music, and also for the first time it felt that it just speaks to you. It says something important to you right now.